Hello, I'm Ivry Tasker, talking to you from on the ground here in Israel during the Hamas-Israel war. It's October the 30th, 2023. I am going to try and make this episode as short as possible because I'm only going to ask you one question. And that question is, well, before I ask it, the first thing is try and focus in, which is the easiest thing to do. Just think about the terrible destruction that's going on in Gaza at the moment. Israeli planes are bombing, destroying buildings. You are seeing poor, innocent Palestinians with babes in arms, wounded, people being taken into hospital. Complete and horrible destruction and devastation in Gaza. You've seen those images, and I know I'm not talking to the people who are anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, whatever you want to call it. I'm talking to the average, let's say, American or Western European citizen, the man in the street who sees these images, and you say to yourself, my God, what are the Israelis doing there? You can't carry on like this, killing people left, right and center, thousands of people. These are the images you see, and I know they impact you, they affect you, you have a gut reaction, and I too, because what you see is what Hamas wants you to see, and also what the journalists around the world want to show you. But what I'm going to say now is, I'm going to ask you a question. And this question is directly about what's happening in Gaza. The question is this: you don't agree with what Israel is doing, okay? I can understand that. I can really understand that. And I'm not going to give you any argument of Israel's self-defense and the reasons why and this, that and the other. I'm not going to tell you the history of Israel from 1948 or even before that, from 1860, 1870, and what I call Zionism and you may call colonization. I'm not going to go back and look at all the reasons why Israel exists, why, in fact, it's the only Jewish state in the world, or even why the United Nations voted for the establishment of Israel after the Holocaust of 6 million Jews. I'm not going to relate to that at all. My one question that I'm going to ask you is, very simply, you do not like what Israel is doing now. And you may or you may not understand the reasons. The question is this: what would you do instead? I'm not asking you what you wouldn't do, because you're already telling us, all these demonstrations are telling us, you can't do this, you can't do that. Just imagine, close your eyes for one moment and think about somebody, well, think about yourself being attacked in your own home with a few different people banging on the door and then breaking through with machine guns, and you lock yourself in a safe room. And then you hear the screams of your daughter or your son being butchered alive. So if it were you in that position, how would you react to those murderers who are coming out of Gaza? What would you do? Don't tell me what you wouldn't do. Don't repeat, look at what Israel is doing. I'm asking a very genuine question. I'm not asking you to solve a political situation. I'm not talking about long-term solutions of looking for peace between Israel and the Palestinians in the West Bank or those in Gaza City. I'm asking you a direct, technical, if you want to call it that way. I'm asking you a question. How would you stop Hamas murderers and butchers attacking you? And, I don't want to hear the argument of, we'll have negotiations, because all I can do is I can quote from a movie that was made relating to Churchill, The Darkest Hour. He told his war cabinet, you can't reason with a tiger when he has your head in its mouth. We are not talking about negotiations. We are not talking about long-term solutions. We are talking about how you would take back your 239 hostages, your brothers, your sisters, your sons, your daughters, friends of yours, an old woman, a Holocaust survivor, a little baby 6 months old. I'm asking you this question, and I really want to hear your practical I want to hear your practical answers to this issue of now in the war. You know that Hamas is there. You know that Hamas has a myriad of tunnels in the city below Gaza, Metro City. It's not just tunnels, it's thousands of rockets stored there, ammunition, you name it. You have people wandering around there, both Hamas soldiers and civilians, but particularly Hamas leaders who are down there, and you have to stop them now, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and in the future from attacking you, because they have said, we want to eliminate Israel. We want to kill all of the Jews. We are not interested in peace and negotiations and anything else. I'm asking you this one question for now. As you see those horrible scenes of destruction in Gaza, what would you do? Not what you wouldn't do, what you would do. Please write your answers in the comments below. Thank you.